Hello, Mr. Brijesh. You have been in the Dubai real estate market since a very long time, and I believe you know the highs and the lows of the market. How about you throw some light on the sentiments of the Dubai real estate market?
If you look at all the major cities, Dubai can always be compared with London, New York, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Singapore, Mumbai. All these cities, they offer the rentals in the range of 2 to 3% for an investor. If you look at Dubai offers you a rental of
A lot of people are concerned about the oversupply in the market.
what is bubble. You need to understand bubble is something which is created artificially. 75% of the Fortune 500 companies, they have shifted their regional headquarters from Hong Kong, Singapore to Dubai.
75%.
Yes.
Where we uncovered the extraordinary journey of a nation just 53 years young, the United Arab Emirates. In just over 5 decades, Dubai has risen from the sands to become a global epicenter for business, luxury, and real estate. And today, we take a deep dive into everything you need to know. From the fundamentals to the finer points of Dubai real estate, we are joined by Mr. Brijesh Singh, CEO and co-founder of Avito Properties with over 25 years of experience in real estate, wealth management and financial advisory. Mr. Brijesh brings deep insights and unmatched expertise to the table. Let's get started. Hello, Mr. Brijesh. You have been in the Dubai real estate market since a very long time, and I believe you know the highs and the lows of the market. How about you throw some light on the sentiments of the Dubai real estate market?
Thank you, Prerna, for having me here. This hype is fundamentally backed. It is backed by these strong fundamentals. We have seen the robust 2024, wherein the transactions have almost crossed 170,000, in numbers
In 1 year?
in 1 year.
Oh my
Yes. And if we talk about the Q1 of 2025,
Yes.
we are almost witnessing the encouraging numbers.
Right.
Now, if we talk about the statistics data, which was provided by the Dubai Statistics Center, we have seen a migration of new people coming into this city to the tune of almost 170,000 people, coming to this city as new migrants
In 2024.
in 2024, in last 1 year.
Okay.
And this influx, we strongly believe, is going to continue because of the various reasons.
Yes.
We have seen the rental rates being very, very consistent. There has been strong growth as far as the rental yields are concerned.
Yes.
If you look at the Knight Frank report, the rental yields are increasing by almost 8 to 10% year-on-year basis.
Right.
So I would say that this hype is backed by very, very strong fundamentals, and we have a strong underlying demand for the real estate.
Yes, I even read an article of yours where you have mentioned how London, New York, they're not offering the rents as Dubai is offering, right?
Yes, very true. You rightly said. If you look at all the major cities, Dubai can always be compared with London, New York, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Singapore, Mumbai. All these cities, they offer the rentals in the range of 2 to 3% for an investor.
Okay.
On the contrary, if you look at Dubai, Dubai offers you a rental of, if you talk about the long-term rentals for that matter,
Right.
Anywhere between 6 to 8%, which is
big
which is
gap.
whopping,
Yes.
whopping. It's a huge gap.
Yes, it's a huge gap if we look at London, the kind of city it is. Coming to my next question, which is so commonly asked by a lot of people, a lot of people are concerned about the oversupply in the market and how it is a bubble. So, I can just see your smile about that. How about you throw some light on that as well? Is it a bubble?
I was sort of quite prepared for this question, I would say.
Okay.
I often face this question, and I've been facing this question. I've been hearing about it since over a decade, for that matter. Every
Okay.
year we hear this question: Dubai real estate is a bubble. It is
Yes.
going to burst. I would say it is a strong bubble,
It's a
yeah, and it
bulletproof.
is not ready to bust.
It's a bulletproof bubble.
Yeah, it's a bulletproof bubble. But yeah, I mean, but I will take you through some facts. When we, what is bubble? You need to understand.
Right.
Bubble is something which is created artificially, speculative,
Right.
without backed by the solid economic fundamentals.
Yes.
So that is what the bubble is all about.
Right.
So Dubai real estate is never artificial, for that matter.
Okay.
I can give you some references. If we talk about here I would like to take the reference of the UBS bubble index.
Right.
Dubai stand nowhere close to it.
Okay.
It is ranked second to the from the bottom. You'll be
Yes.
surprised. So where's the
Yes.
bubble? And if you, I mean, there are other reasons as well to look at it. If you compare the per square feet rates of Dubai with any of the world class cities today, like New York, London,
Miami.
Paris, Miami. Miami is, I would say, they're closer to the bubble.
Okay.
I mean, they ranked on the top. I mean, they would be top three cities. I mean, if we refer to the bubble that ways.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, if we talk about if we take the references of the major cities worldwide, I mean, we are almost 70% cheaper than New York, 80% cheaper than Tokyo.
Right.
We both are Indians, so let's compare the prices of Dubai with Mumbai, for that matter, because Mumbai is one, though every city of ours is close to our heart, but
Yes.
yes, Mumbai is the financial capital, and you can compare the rates with Dubai. So if you look at it, any of the upscale areas of Mumbai, for that
Yes.
matter, Bandra, Worli, or Nariman Point, Kolaba, Kaf Parade, for that matter, any sea-facing apartment there would cost you, if I talk about INR, would cost you nothing less than, say, 150,000 rupees per square feet.
Okay.
In a way, I mean, it's 150,000 rupees per square feet.
Yeah.
Now, if I compare these rates with any of the prominent areas of Dubai,
Right.
let's say for that matter, downtown or Marina, JBR, Palm Jumeirah, there the rates would be anywhere between 75,000 to 1 lakh rupees. So even we are cheaper than Mumbai.
Right.
So there's no question of bubble. And then, you have so much of people moving in here. We have opened up business opportunities for people to come form their businesses here.
Yes.
People are coming, they're forming businesses, they're shifting their businesses here, they're relocating, they're coming with their families. We have the world class health facilities here, world class education facilities here. I mean, with all the comforts and everything, what else can you ask for?
Yes, I have adding to this, I have also heard a lot of companies moving their headquarters. Is that
Of course,
true?
if you look at the big names, for that matter, 75% of the Fortune 500 companies, they have shifted their regional headquarters from Hong Kong, Singapore to Dubai.
75%.
Yes, almost.
That's a big
And
number.
I would name, I can name few of them, like BlackRock, HSBC, UBS. They have their
Okay.
regional headquarters shifted to Dubai, for that matter.
Right.
So, I mean, how can you call it a bubble? And if you, I have given you a comparison about the per square feet rate,
Right.
with the all the world class cities.
Right.
The another thing is that whenever there is an artificial
Demand.
demand, the artificial cannot be a demand. It
Yes.
is something which is created, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So whenever a city which has artificially, created demand,
Yes.
it will not sustain for that matter.
For that long, obviously not.
Yes, and not for such a long.
Yes.
And secondly, if you look at, people, I mean, if you look at the properties which, when it comes for delivery, if the demand was ever artificially created,
Yes.
there would not be the end user who will be coming and staying in those properties. So if you compare the off-plan rates today with the ready-to-move-in properties, the ready-to-move-in properties, they almost command a premium of 25 to 30%
Okay.
as compared to something which is under construction.
Right.
That only happens if the end users who are coming into those properties to live.
Right, right.
And also, it is backed by these strong rentals. The rentals are, as I mentioned in my, as I replied to your very first question,
Yes.
the rentals are growing consistently. If there was no demand, or if it was something which was artificially created, there would be no demand for the ready to move
In
in
the first
properties.
place, yes.
There would be no demand for the rentals.
Yes.
So I believe I have answered your question. And
Yes, I'm 100% satisfied
Thank
with
you.
that, of course. Considering the next question, which is again a very common question, and I believe a lot of people get attracted by it, but I think they should not. So, how about you answer it? A lot of people think that they can just come, invest in Dubai, flip the property in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and get really wealthy. What do you have to say about that?
well, real estate is definitely not a Ponzi scheme.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you are really looking at investing into real estate, it has to be long term.
Okay.
And you should be ready to wait for the property to get fully delivered.
Okay.
And so you should remain invested. So definitely, I mean, if somebody is looking for an investment into Dubai with a time horizon of, let's say, 6 months or a year or maybe a year and a half, this is not the place for them. I'm sorry.
So, flipping happens, but right?
It happens, but it happens at a stage. You really need to wait for it.
Okay.
See, because when an investor would exit, where the investor would always be made to exit by an end user, right?
Right.
An end user would only come to a property when it is ready to move in.
Okay.
Because of the fact that, not all the end users they come with a bag full of money,
Yes.
and they just
Wanna dump it.
buy the property
Yes.
across the table, because they're all working class people. They would definitely need mortgages at some point of time, right?
Yes.
And you don't get mortgages on an under construction property.
Okay.
So once the property is ready to move in, then only you can get a mortgage. So yes, you need to wait.
Right.
And I always advise my clients to wait for at least 6 months or a year post handover, so that you are able to get the optimum appreciation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, right. So, obviously, we can conclude that Dubai is no scratch card.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It is not a lottery for sure.
Yeah, it is not for sure.
It is
Consi-
not a short-term lottery.
Yeah, it is not.
Long term, I mean, if you hold, of course, I would say that yes,
Yeah.
it can be.
It is a healthy investment
Yes,
in long
definitely.
term.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Considering another thing that I would like to ask, after investing some time myself, location is the first filter that people should shortlist. What do you have to say about the locations in Dubai? How about you tell us the hottest area, how important the location it is, and what role does it play in your investment?
Well, location would always play an important role as far as the real estate investment is concerned. Because you really need to look at your very objective of investment, right? So if you're really looking at short-term rentals, I can suggest you the locations like Business Bay,
Okay.
downtown, the tourist, locations like Palm Jumeirah, JBR, and Marina, for that matter. But yes, I mean, if you're really looking for something in terms of a good capital appreciation, then probably you need to look at the areas, upcoming areas rather, like Expo City,
Okay.
uh, s- anything which is closer to the new airport.
Which is being the world's largest
It is going to be the
airport.
world largest airport,
Okay.
and it is going to get operational by 29, 2030.
Okay.
And so we could see a huge uptake there in those areas which are closer to the new upcoming airport.
Right.
So yes, in terms of and Dubai land for that matter,
Yes.
we have seen a lot of big communities being built by some of the prominent developers like Damak, Emar, Aldar. So I mean, there are many big names for that matter, Miraz for that matter. So they're all building big communities there, and
Right.
these are the areas wherein one should look for in terms of a potential, price appreciation. And there's one more area which always strikes to my mind is Dubai Island,
Okay.
which was rebranded from Deira Island.
Okay.
So we have seen a huge interest in this particular micro market because of its location, and it is waterfront, and I would say this is going to be the affordable luxury,
Okay.
for people who cannot afford, properties in Palm Jumeirah or Palm
Jebel
Jebel
Ali.
Ali for that matter.
Yes.
This is going to be, the one option that one should always look for.
Why are you coining it like affordable and luxury at the same time? Could you just reflect a bit on the price point? What makes something
Well,
affordable, luxury,
I mean,
and yes.
if you aspire to have something in Palm Jumeirah, I think you need to spend at least 50 million for a property,
Okay.
right? If you aspire to have a piece of a
Jebel Ali.
unit, a piece of or any unit for that matter in Palm Jebel Ali, I mean, there's nothing less than 20 million there. Yeah.
Okay.
So 10 million waterfront is definitely the affordable luxury for that matter.
Right, right. Absolutely. So, considering all these things now, there is a hype in the market about short term rentals. People want holiday homes, they want Airbnbs, they want to rent it out and earn. How feasible is it? What do you think?
It is quite feasible. You need to be, again, as I said, you need to be very, very choosy as far as the areas, which offers you the maximum short-term rentals. See, you need to understand the fact which area would give you the highest influx of people who are coming to do businesses, who are coming for tourism.
Yes.
Definitely the areas which are closer to people who are coming for new businesses, for any business partnership, they prefer staying in the areas closer to DIFC, downtown, Business Bay. So these are the areas, which offers you a better short-term rentals. If you
Okay.
talk about the tourism for that matter, JBR, Palm Jumeirah, Marina for that matter. These are the areas where, there are a lot of tourist activities happening.
Okay.
You see a good nightlife there. So people, come and stay there with their families. So these are the areas which offers you a better short-term rentals, as compared to any part of the city for that matter.
So this is a kind of passive income that people can actually aspire for and execute, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And what do you have to say about the ready to move in properties? Because the hype is all around off plan. Everyone preaches about off plan properties. But what about ready to move in? Let's say I don't want to wait 3 years. I want to move in right now. I don't want to pay rent. What do you have to suggest to people like that?
See, there are two aspects of it. If you are an end user, I would always suggest that you should go in for a ready to move in property, because there you cut down on your rentals
Okay.
and, buy a property where you can live and pay your mortgages.
Yes.
So if you are a
End user.
end user, if you're going to use the property,
Yes.
I would suggest that you should buy something ready to move in case if you're staying in the city and paying the rentals.
Okay.
But if you're someone who's willing to sort of wait for some time and create a passive income or the rental income for yourself, I would
Yes.
suggest that one should go in for a under construction property rather than going in for ready to move in.
Okay, so off plan, if someone can wait, is obviously a better option.
Definitely, because there you get a staggered payment plan. You need to pay the money over a period of time,
Yes.
and the property also appreciates.
Yes.
And of course, on the handover, I mean, as I mentioned, you tend to get the highest returns on the property. So either you can flip it or retain it with yourself or your future rentals.
Right,
Yes.
right. And I have also heard a lot about the offers. There are always offers on off plans. People can get their DLD waived at some times, right? Sometimes there are Ramadan
Depends on the,
offers.
yes, I mean, we have such offers time to time, but not
Yes.
always.
But on off plan, we do get offers sometimes.
Sometimes, yes.
Okay, so that is another a plus to buy an off plan.
Sometimes.
Okay. So, coming to one misconception which still exists in a lot of people's mind is that Dubai is an oil based economy and it can shatter any moment. What do you have to say about that?
This is a very old question.
It's
I don't know.
2025 and we still have to burst such myths.
This is completely a myth. If you talk about the economic dependence of Dubai, for that matter, on oil, it's hardly 2%.
2%.
It's hardly 2%.
Okay.
So we 90%, 98% of our revenue comes from the different businesses.
Right.
So, Dubai drives their, revenue from tourism, from healthcare to Dubai is one of the biggest trading hubs. So people are coming here, forming their companies. As I mentioned, there are many, MNCs. They have shifted their regional headquarters to this city. So, I mean, our economic dependence is not on oil anymore.
Okay.
We have diversified businesses. We have tourism. We have hospitality. We have healthcare. We have education. We are one of the biggest trading centers in the world. Looking at our strategic location. So yes, I mean we are never dependent on
And
oil.
we don't even have to
and we were
work.
never in fact we were
Right.
never in fact
Never
yes.
dependent on oil. Yes. And real estate is obviously a big part of it, the economy.
Yeah, I mean, we don't call it real estate. We call it infrastructure because real estate is the backbone of Dubai. So when we say real estate, it's not only residential real estate. It is commercial real estate,
Right.
right? We call it infrastructure because we have massive developments happening all across the city.
Yes.
We are building internal roads to the tune of almost 650 kilometers,
Okay.
which is going to get ready by another 3 years or 4 years. So depending, looking at the kind of influx, we are going to have, we are building it all. And of course, we have corporate taxes now,
Yes.
which is 9%. So yeah, I mean, government is is generating a lot of revenue out of it.
Absolutely. And we can also take green flags from countries like India itself is investing. IITs in Abu Dhabi, I believe, IIT Delhi. There
Yes,
is
we,
IIM opening. We just had a chart in
We
that.
are shortly going to have IM here.
Yes. And I think we have CBSE offices.
Yeah, I mean, for that matter, CBSE have been there for quite some time.
Yes.
And we have some of the prominent educational institutions. They still exist here in UAE. For that matter, Amity University, if we say, we have SP Jain. So, I mean, there are a lot more things happening on the education front, on the healthcare.
Right.
And recently, I mean, there have been an acquisition of one of the largest, educational chain of UK, wherein UAE have heavily invested into them. So shortly we are going to have the chains here in UAE.
UAE,
Yes,
right. And
yes.
if we have to say it in the Gen Z slang, I believe it's a green flag
Of
to
course it is.
invest, because
Yeah,
if
of
the
course.
governments are investing, then why not?
Yeah, you just need to align with the agenda of the government.
Yes, absolutely. That's a right cue to follow.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Coming to something very interesting. So I follow you religiously on LinkedIn, and your post went viral. That was about the US tariffs. There were more than 200 comments on it. I want to know, since you're sitting in front of me, I want to know directly from you.
Well, this U.S. tariff have been the matter of the topic of discussion. It has been it has been discussed at every forum nowadays,
Right.
and I always come across this question that how it is going to affect UAE for that matter.
Right.
So I'm going to break it into two different parts.
Yes, let's make it very simple for the viewers to understand.
Yes, I would be very, very simple,
Yes.
and I would try to explain it in a layman's language. So, US have levied tariff. Let us understand what tariff is all about. So, there are a lot of countries they have been exporting to US, and there have been a lot of US have been sort of importing from those countries. So in a way they have been paying lesser taxes as compared to what US have been paying to them.
Okay.
Fine. So what Trump have done is he has increased those taxes.
Right.
Let's say you were importing something to me, you were paying me 20%, and if I am exporting something to you, I was paying 40%.
Okay.
So what Trump have done, he has increased that tariff.
Yes.
So let's say if you were paying 20%, now he's instead of 20, he's saying that you should pay me 40%, 50%, or whatever. So I mean, they have the trade war thing going on with China. So that's a
Yes.
different story altogether, which can be covered at a
Some
later
other time.
discussion.
Yes,
But yes, and if you look at the neighboring countries, wherein if you talk about the example, if you take an example of Taiwan for that matter, I mean, the tariff was 40%. And if you talk about the UAE for that matter, we are at the lowest of the threshold, which is 10%.
Only 10%.
Only 10%.
And is there any other country close to that, or everything else is higher than that?
I hardly remember if there is anyone, but there must be. But at this point of time, I hardly remember that. So now coming to the fact that when you have a 10% tariff,
Yes.
it is in a way it is going to get that benefit to us,
Global
because
advantage, yes.
yes, because it is sort of a low hanging fruit.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Because if I am sitting at Taiwan, if I'm a business person, and if I had to export something to US, I would rather form a company in UAE,
Yes.
pay 10% tariff on the same goods,
Okay.
and export it to Taiwan, to US.
Okay.
So net, I'm going to gain 31% out of the same trade.
Right,
Fine.
right.
Now the 31% profit, which I'm going to make out of that trade, is definitely not going back to Taiwan for that matter, because
Of
I'll get
course.
taxed there.
Right.
So this amount, which I would make a profit, would get reinvested in UAE.
That's a big loophole, I believe.
It is, you cannot say a loophole, but this is an advantage. I mean,
Okay.
as a country, I would say this is an
This
advantage.
is an
for us.
advantage, right?
As a city, this is an advantage for us.
Right.
So now, if all this money has to come to UAE, if this money will remain here,
Right.
it will get invested somewhere or the other. Maybe into hospitality, maybe into residential real estate, maybe into commercial real estate. So I would say that, any disruptions which are happening across the world, we are the largest beneficiary.
Of course. Of course.
You have Ukraine-Russia war. You had Israel-Hamas war. I mean, you see all the creams of these countries, they have shifted to UAE. So yes,
Right.
It is
It's
advantage
very interesting.
advantage UAE for sure.
Okay. I really like the clarity on the subject.
Though I mean, still, there are a lot of things going on parallelly. So there have been series of discussions. Trump is trying to, kind of renegotiate. So I really don't know what will be the final outcome. But
Yes.
apparently, if you look at the current scenario, I would say that yes, it is going to be an advantage UAE.
Yes. Globally, it's a mess right now. But UAE seems very stable.
Yes, we have been stable throughout, I would
Yes.
say, economy wise, and it is considered to be the safest heaven, not just for the sake of, parking the funds. People are trying to, kind of shift their businesses here. They're trying to migrate. They're bringing in their families here, children
Yes.
here. So,
And the
yes.
way the market is very transparent, I believe.
Yes, we are very transparent that ways. I mean, all the facts and figures are there all across. I mean, you can go to DLD site, you will get all the
Yes.
data which is available. So
Yes.
it is very transparent. Yeah.
Absolutely. This brings me to the very final question of a podcast, and this is when is the right time to invest in Dubai? And I would like to add on another question: is the market only for the rich people?
Not really.
Okay.
This is a big misconception because if you look at, I will break it into three different parts. First of all, I would like to answer that whether Dubai real estate is for the rich people. It is not.
Okay.
70% of the Dubai real estate is all affordable in terms of if we talk about the pricing, if we say break it in Indian rupees, I mean, it starts from 1.5 crores, goes up to 2.5 crores, which is, say, roughly around 800,000, AED.
Okay.
And so 70% of the properties are under this price range.
Right.
Rest 30% are the townhouses, villas, or the mansions.
Okay.
So it is definitely not for the rich people. People who have a disposable income of, let's say, 800,000 or 700,000. I mean, they're investing in UAE.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
And yeah, I'll come to your next question, whether this is the right time for the investment.
yes.
Why not?
Okay.
See, you have the Dubai Economic Agenda 2033. We have our 2040 master plan, wherein the government intend to double the population to as close to 8 million. Today, we are sitting at 3.8 million.
Right.
So let's say if our population have to double, we are almost talking about a migration of 5 million people, close to
Okay.
5 million new people, right?
Right.
Now, if you break it down, say in a particular family, you have five members.
Yes.
So we would be roughly needing a million houses, right?
Okay.
Now, if you break down this 1 million houses in 16 years, which comes closer to 65,000 houses every year, right?
Okay.
Now, if you look at the current supply, we are able to supply only 28 to 30,000 homes every year.
Okay.
So we are in a strong deficit.
That's a big
There is a
scarcity.
huge demand and supply gap today.
Okay.
So why not?
Yes.
If you look at the numbers, I mean, they are scary. Builders are trying to launch projects left and right. They're trying to match their, the demand and supply. But I'm sure that there's going to be a huge demand supply gap. And never forget the fact this we are talking about migrating the new population.
Yes.
How about the existing one? We have 3.8 million people residing in the city.
Right now.
Right?
Yes.
Now, suppose you are a resident today.
Right.
You are staying in a 1 BHK apartment. You have your salary increments, you're getting your bonuses and
Yes.
everything. Now, let's say if you aspire to
Upgrade.
own a 2 BHK apartment, if you
Yes.
wish to upgrade,
Yes.
where does 3.8 million people gonna go?
Okay. So there is a deficit.
So there is going to be a strong deficit, a
Right.
huge demand and supply gap.
Right.
And you know the economics better, that demand, if there is a demand and if there is a shortage of supply, definitely it affects the prices.
Of course, of course.
So
The prices will
we
shoot,
strongly,
obviously.
uh, it is going to give you a consistent, appreciation.
Yes.
Normally, I mean, if you look at the trend in Dubai, the property prices appreciates by almost 1.5% on a month-on-month basis,
Right.
which means that we are talking about 16 to 18% appreciation every year. Now, if by the time, I mean, normally the possession times are between 4 to 5 years of these properties. So we are talking about almost doubling your profits
Yeah.
by within almost 5 years,
Right, right.
which is exceptionally good.
It is very good, actually. Yes.
So why not to be in this market?
Yes.
And I'm sure there should not be the FOMO, feeling of left out.
Yes, I am
Yeah,
already
feeling of
having
missing
it
out.
after
Yeah.
this conversation.
Yes, yes.
Anyways, it was amazing having you here, sir. I guess the bottom line is just do your research, connect with someone you can really rely on, and just invest.
Definitely, you need to always look at someone who can guide you, who have good knowledge,
Right.
in-depth knowledge about this industry. See, not every area is good, not every project is good. You really need to be very, very choosy, and you need to have someone well experienced in this industry to
Yes.
kind of take you through this. And in case if anyone willing to kind of reach out to me for any sort of advice, I'm always available.
Sure, of course.
Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you
me
for-
here.
Thank
It
you,
was
sir.
really pleasant
Yeah,
speaking
thank
with
you.
you.